Assalamu alaikum everyone, I hope you're all keeping well today and welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Dr. Muhammad and I'm a medical doctor currently working in primary care in Kuwait, and I'm also a competitive runner. I've achieved a 5k time of 18:51, a 10k time of 39:32 and a sub 1:30 half marathon time. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you what I eat as a runner who runs over 70 kilometers per week while working as a full-time doctor. And if this sounds interesting, then let's get right into the video. Number 1. I have protein with every meal. So every meal I eat is built around protein, and that takes up about half of my plate. And I usually go for things like red meat, chicken, and eggs. And the evidence is clear about this. Athletes need around 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. And it's also important to consume at least 40 grams of protein with every meal, because this actually hits the threshold at which muscle protein synthesis takes place. So 40 grams of protein is about the size of your palm. So let's say you were to eat 40 grams of protein for breakfast, 40 grams for lunch, and 40 grams for dinner, then this beautifully adds up to 120 grams of protein by the end of the day. And beyond muscle protein synthesis, protein is super important when it comes to the health of your immune system, brain function, gut health, and also keeps us full. Number 2, I go for carbs that actually work for me. So remember, carbs aren't the enemy here. Context is absolutely key. So carbs work well for me because I'm pretty much running every day and I have lots of it, and I usually go for things like rice, sweet potatoes, and I also enjoy fruits such as berries, and I usually have them with Greek yogurt, and I'd add a bit of honey to it, which can be quite delicious. On the other hand, if you're someone who consumes lots of carbs but you're not moving quite as much, then this is an entirely different conversation, because this creates the perfect storm for poor metabolic health, and in fact this can actually hinder your performance. But today we're speaking about what's working for me. So remember, context is absolutely key here. It's all about replenishing glycogen in your body, and glycogen is the stored form of carbohydrates in your skeletal muscles and in your liver as well. And I'm also timing my carbohydrates around my training, such that if I were to have a difficult session, then I'd have a bit of carbs before that tough session, and then of course I'd load up on carbs after that tough session, which can of course optimize recovery. And remember, carbohydrates, if you're training every day, you're running, carbohydrates are essential for recovery and optimizing yourself before these tough sessions. Number 3, intermittent fasting. So what works for me is just 2 meals during the day, lunch and dinner. That's it. I skip breakfast. So when I wake up in the morning, I usually go for my hot black Americano, and I find that it gives me this morning energy that I need, and it also suppresses my appetite. And I find it quite sufficient even if I have a tough run to do. And I even do the same thing on days I'm racing a half marathon, but of course I need to feel properly the day before. Number 4. Here are the foods that I'm avoiding and the reason why. So I don't eat ultra processed foods, I don't do refined sugar, I don't do desserts. I also don't eat foods, of course, that I'm allergic to. I'm allergic to nuts, even though I know how nutritious they are. I also don't eat foods that leave me feeling bloated, that allow me to feel sensations like brain fog or joint pain. And I also don't track my calories. I've tracked my calories twice in my life, but now I'm just focusing on whole foods and eating until I'm satisfied. And here's the principle behind this. If a specific food or a specific food group makes you feel bad by causing you to feel things like joint pain, brain fog, you feeling bloated and causing you energy crashes, then it might be worth stripping them out of your diet. And see, things like green leafy vegetables, they're super healthy, but the thing is, I don't enjoy eating them. I don't find them delicious. I don't enjoy eating salads, which means I don't eat them anymore. I just eat more of the things that I enjoy, more than things that I find delicious, but of course, they need to fuel my body the right way. Number 5. Let's talk a bit about the supplements that I'm prioritizing. So one of the best things that you can do is to visit your local GP and order a blood test. The most common deficiencies I'm seeing in the clinic almost on a day-to-day basis are related to iron, low vitamin D, and low vitamin B12. So iron deficiency is the most common cause of anemia worldwide, and this can significantly impair athletic performance because iron is super important when it comes to carrying oxygen in your body. So less iron, there's going to be reduced oxygen carrying capacity. So the oxygen carrying capacity in the body is going to be reduced, and this can potentially lead to anemia, low energy, fatigue. So the combination of these things together. And vitamin D is an interesting one because I live in Kuwait and we all know how hot the sun is here in Kuwait, and I'm running in the sun almost on a day-to-day basis. And when my labs came out, the labs showed that my vitamin D levels were borderline low. So that was me. So imagine if it's someone who's staying indoors throughout the whole day and they're not exposing themselves to the sun. Exactly. So beyond issues related to bones, vitamin D deficiency is also related to poor metabolic health, impaired immunity, and it also can affect our mood in a negative way. So by doing that lab test, I knew that I had to start by taking the loading dose before taking the maintenance dose long term. So that's why it can be worth checking your vitamin D level. And finally, if you're someone who's vegan, or if you have a chronic condition or had surgeries in your digestive system, then it can be worth going to your healthcare provider and talking to them a bit about your vitamin B12 levels, because low vitamin B12 can lead to anemia and therefore fatigue. And if it was left untreated for a long period of time, then it can lead to things like nerve damage, which of course nobody wants. Here's what I want you to take away from this. There's no perfect diet. There's only the diet that fuels you, that you can stick to over a long period of time. Find out what works for you and keep doing more of what works for you. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one, inshallah. And as always, keep doing more of what works and have a beautiful one.